Introduction. When you go no contact with an avoidant partner, or when they go no contact with you, it often looks like they are completely fine. On the surface, they may even appear relieved, detached, or moving on faster than you are. And if you are anxiously attached, this can feel devastating. You might wonder, did they ever care about me at all? How can they shut down and disconnect so easily? But the truth is, the avoidance experience of no contact is much more complicated than it seems. Their attachment system works very differently. What looks like indifference is often actually suppression, defense mechanisms, and delayed emotional processing. In this video, I want to take you through what an avoidant goes through during no contact, broken down by time frames. We'll talk about what usually happens in the first days, weeks, and months, so you can understand the inner world of the avoidant more clearly. Stage 1. Immediate relief and emotional shutdown. Day 1, Day 7. When no contact begins, the avoidant often feels a sense of relief. For them, relationships can bring up feelings of pressure, engulfment, or fear of losing independence. So when the connection is cut, at least at first, it feels like a release. They can breathe again. They might even think, "This is better, I'm free, I'm fine." But what's really happening here is a defense mechanism. Avoidants are skilled at disconnecting from their emotions. Instead of feeling grief, sadness, or longing, they push those feelings down and replace them with logic. It wasn't going to work anyway. I don't really need this. I'll be better off alone. Stage 2. Suppression and false independence. Week 2, Week 4. As the weeks go on, most avoidants appear to be doing just fine. In fact, they might look like they're thriving. On social media, you might see them going out, traveling, or acting like nothing happened. This stage is what I call false independence. The avoidant convinces themselves that they don't need anyone. They intellectualize the relationship instead of feeling it. Instead of processing grief, they tell themselves stories that protect their ego. We weren't compatible. I'm too busy for a relationship anyway. I don't really get attached. But underneath, the truth is very different. The emotions are there, buried deep. The avoidant has just learned to suppress them so completely that even they don't realize how much they're holding back. For the anxiously attached person watching this stage, it can feel incredibly painful. You're missing them intensely, while they look like they've already moved on. But remember, this is a delay. The avoidant feels later, not sooner. Stage 3. Emotional numbness starts to crack, 1-2 months. Around the 1 to 2 month mark, something begins to shift. Suppression can only last for so long. Memories start sneaking back. Maybe they hear a song that reminds them of you, or they drive past a place you went together. Suddenly, they feel a pang they can't ignore. Dreams about you may start showing up. Emptiness creeps in during quiet moments. The distractions that worked before don't feel as satisfying anymore. This is when the avoidant starts to realize that you mattered more than they admitted to themselves. But instead of allowing the full grief, many avoidants get restless, agitated, or even angry, because feeling vulnerable is terrifying for them. Fearful avoidants may swing back and forth, one day missing you desperately, the next day convincing themselves it's better this way. Dismissive avoidants may feel a subtle, nagging sense of boredom or unease without being able to name it as missing you. Either way, cracks are forming in the wall they built around their emotions. Stage 4. Recognition of loss and reaching out, 2-3 months. By the 2 to 3 month stage, the absence has really sunk in. For severely dismissive avoidants, it might take even longer, up to 4-6 months. The avoidant can no longer deny the loss. They may start reflecting on what you meant to them. They may even feel regret, though avoidants often struggle to express this directly. Instead, they tend to test the waters, liking one of your posts, sending a casual, surface-level message like, "Hey, how are you?" Asking a mutual friend about you. This isn't always about wanting to rekindle the relationship. Sometimes it's simply about soothing their own discomfort or checking if the connection is still open. For fearful avoidants, this stage is especially conflicted. They crave closeness, but they're terrified of rejection. They may reach out and then pull back again quickly. For dismissive avoidants, the recognition is slower, quieter, but still there. They may not say it out loud, but deep inside they begin to realize, I did care. I did lose something. Stage 5. Reflection or repetition, 3-6 months and beyond. This final stage depends on the avoidant's level of self-awareness and willingness to grow. For some, this is when true reflection begins. They start to see patterns, how they pushed away someone they loved, how fear of intimacy blocked them from connection, and how loneliness is catching up. If they're open to personal growth, this can be a turning point. Some avoidants begin therapy, read about attachment, or slowly attempt to repair past relationships. For others, though, the cycle simply repeats. Instead of facing their wounds, they may dive into a new relationship, distract themselves again, or shut down emotionally. Without inner work, the pattern of closeness, fear, distance, regret continues. Closing reflections. So let's recap. When no contact begins, avoidants feel immediate relief and shut down emotionally. Over the next few weeks, they suppress and distract themselves, convincing themselves they're fine. Around the 1 to 2 month mark, cracks appear in the armor. Emotions resurface, often in unexpected ways. By 2 to 3 months, the loss becomes undeniable, and many avoidants test the waters of contact. It might take longer for severely dismissive avoidants to reach this stage. Beyond that, it's either reflection and growth, or repetition of the old cycle. The most important thing to remember is this: the way avoidants process no contact is delayed, not absent. They feel, but they feel later. They care, but they struggle to show it. And their journey through no contact is often just as painful as for anxiously attached people, only hidden behind walls of self-protection. And for the anxious or secure partner, the lesson is this: it's not your job to wait, to chase, or to prove your worth. No contact is ultimately for your healing, not for testing theirs. The only way forward, whether together or apart, is when both people are willing to do the inner work. So use this time to heal, reflect, and remind yourself, you deserve a love that feels safe, consistent, and mutual.